Hello my fellow GameMelters, what's going on? Valentin here, bringing you the second episode of our weekly series dedicated to uncovering the best new games on the Play Store. Today's rankings are dominated by puzzles, but as usual there is something for everyone. Without any more gibberish, let's get into it. Number 5. Mars. The fifth place today goes to a little game called Mars, which is best described as an endless moonlander just set on Mars. Goal of the game is to get to the next landing pod before running out of fuel and repeat that until the end of all eternity. Controls are simple as you tap the left or right side of the screen to control the two thrusters attached to your jetpack. What got this game into the top 5 is certainly the attention to detail, especially when it comes to graphics. There isn't really any progression in here and all the currency you collect can only be used to unlock skins for your character, but this is by far the best customization I have ever seen in a game like this. Buying a new skin doesn't just change the way your character looks, it also changes your jetpack engine and the whole freaking world around you. For example, unlocking a knight will result in you having a fire-breathing chainmail and flying through a medieval setting. How cool is that? There are a total of 30 characters, of which I have unlocked 4 so far, so plenty of time to be lost in there. As you progress through the game, there are new elements being introduced to it, like deadly black holes, so it's not as repetitive as some other titles. The game makes money mainly through ads, which you can watch in exchange for in-game currency. High stakes of successful consecutive jumps are generously rewarded as well, so if you get good enough, you should be fine. I would say this is definitely a title you should check out if you're looking for a good time waster. Number 4. Balance. If you want to get a job as an electrical grid designer, this might just be the game for you. And I'm not talking just theoretically, there is an actual advertisement for a position inside the game and you can apply for it if you want to. Luckily for you, I did not give in to the temptation and I will keep reviewing mobile games instead of going for this super exciting position. In Balance, you have to actually create balance, who would have thought, in an electrical network by connecting power plants to cities and tweaking how much power is produced and how it's distributed. As you progress, you can unlock better wires that can transmit more electricity without going bust, therefore allowing you to create more and more complicated networks. Each level is a different puzzle, and while sometimes you just need to design the perfect network and watch it work, in other places you will get real-time events. Those include a disruption because a tree fell on your wires, or change of consumption as a single city just starts chomping enough electricity to power up a country. Those events pose additional challenges as you need to make real-time changes to your networks and sometimes even plan ahead by securing alternative roads for the energy to travel. The game has no ads nor in-app purchases and was obviously created to just draw attention to the hiring campaign of the company behind it. Being completely free, it is a great catch for every puzzle fan and would surely provide several hours of content. There are some downfalls, but they are surely negligible and I think you should go ahead and check this game out. Number 3. Polyforge. Use headphones for the best experience. That's the message you get when you start Polyforge. And that's also the best description of this game, an experience. You can of course play the way you play Cover Switch and get frustrated as hell every time you fail, or you can just submerge yourself in the music and aesthetics of Polyforge and have an amazing time. The goal of the game is to color every edge of the convex polygons you see on the screen. The way you do that is by tapping at the right time, making the little shiny arrow hurl itself towards the center of the screen. This is one of those games that can be hardly explained. You need to try it yourself to completely understand why it is good. Levels do become harder as you progress and sometimes you need to take care of more than one shape. What I really liked about this game is how everything in it works together. The mechanics, the graphics and the sounds all combine perfectly to create a complete whole. It is a great way to unplug yourself from your action-packed daily life and stop for a few minutes not thinking about anything. The game has advertisements which offer you second chances in some levels, and every now and again you're forced into watching a full screen 30-second one. You can buy the full version for less than £1 or whatever your currency is and get rid of all the advertisements forever, which I strongly recommend. If you want to try something new and polished, go ahead and download Polyforge, you will not regret it. Number 2. Train Conductor World. After the peaceful Polyforge in the 3rd place, we move on to the most chaotic game today, Train Conductor. Here you get the responsibility of making sure that all trains go where they're supposed to go without crashing into each other or stopping for too long. Controls are simple, you connect different tracks by dragging the trains themselves and create new routes for them to move on. The game first strikes you with its cute graphics and extraordinary attention to detail, and only keeps striking with the simplicity yet variety that you find in the gameplay. After you learn the controls, there are no new mechanics introduced, and yet every level feels very different. Being rather punishing, Train Conductor will provide you with a good amount of gameplay. Every mistake you make really feels like a mistake on your side, although the game has the tendency to throw you into seemingly hopeless situations and let you try not to throw your phone against a wall or something. Unlocking new levels happens by actually connecting them to your railway network with the use of tiles, which you can get either from playing levels or just buy from the shop. In-app purchases are rather expensive in this game, so prepare for some grinding if you're not ready to drop some cash on it. Even if you don't spend anything though, you will still get a fair amount of content, and the quality of this game just makes it definitely worth a try. Number 1. Lost Maze. The first place this week is rightfully reserved for Lost Maze, a game that just recently exited early access and immediately caught my attention. What at first sight looks like an endless runner set in the world of Monument Valley actually turns out to be a puzzle game with some quite original mechanics. The whole world of this game is actually a cylinder which you can manipulate. Instead of telling your character where to go, you actually rotate separate rings of the cylindrical world, changing the environment and therefore changing the route that your character is gonna take. Controls are super simple. You can tell your guide to stop or resume walking, and you can drag certain elements of the game world to do the rotations. Every time the character hits a wall, they turn right and continue on their way. The depth of this game comes from the different interactions between the player and the world. You will encounter deadly plants, trees which magically grow into solid obstacles after you walk over them, jump pads requiring pillows so you can safely land after a jump, and so on and so forth. The goal of each level is to collect the 3 stars found in it, an objective that requires careful planning and execution. At the end of some levels, you will find lost items. Those are actually used to restore your abandoned mansion and uncover pieces of the story, an element that I found very compelling myself. The game has advertisements and in-app purchases, with the advertisements being used to get in-game currency and actually unlock new characters. You can also pay to unlock the characters and pay to get rid of all the ads. Most of the heroes are just skins, but some of them actually move faster and have more stamina, meaning that you can play longer each session. I would recommend that you go ahead and download this game, even if it's just to give it a try. Amazing concept, very good execution, and a good free-to-play model should definitely help you make up your mind. That was everything from me for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe. If you know any games that you want to share, feel free to leave a comment in the section below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.